Hi, I'm Stacey Barr, the Performance Measure Specialist of staceybarr.com, and welcome to Lesson 2 in the 10 Secrets to KPI Success program. Lesson 2 is about the true role of performance measurement. It's very likely that one of the big struggles that you have with performance measurement is the way people feel about it. They resent it, they don't want to be a part of it, they don't see the value in it. They often see it as boring, time-consuming. You'll hear them say, I've got real work to do, and they won't do the measurement stuff. They'll see it as something that they have to give a lot of time to, but don't get any value from. Like they're collecting all of this data, it goes off into some kind of report, but they never see how it gets used. There are reasons why people feel this way about measurement, and those reasons stem from a lot of bad practices that have evolved over many years in how organisations typically do measurement. There isn't actually a good, solid body of knowledge around performance measurement yet, and so those bad practices have been allowed to proliferate. They're going to be in your organisation too, these bad practices. So what people need is to have performance measurement reframed. They need the opportunity to see what it really is about, what its most powerful role is in an organisation, and to leave behind some of those old limiting beliefs they have about it. Instead of seeing performance measurement as a numbers game, instead people need to appreciate it as a way to focus on the things that matter most. It's funny, but when you start measuring something, it's like an anchor to your attention. It really does help you focus on the things that matter most. You've heard that phrase, haven't you? What you measure is what you get. That's kind of where that comes from. A second thing that needs to be reframed about measurement is, instead of people seeing it as just a form of judgment about how they're performing, they instead need to appreciate that it's feedback. And it's feedback that they should be using themselves as well to continually improve what they're doing before problems happen that get elevated up to management and then all hell breaks loose. The third thing that needs to be reframed about measurement is that instead of it being just about reporting on stuff, it needs to be seen as a fulcrum for improvement. You know, a fulcrum is that pivot point of a lever. And that's what a good measurement does, is it gives your improvement efforts so much more leverage to have a much bigger impact in achieving the results that you want to achieve the success that you're looking for. This reframe happened for a client of mine from many years ago who would come along to our pump workshops, and he'd sort of sit there with his arms folded. He wouldn't participate a lot, but he wouldn't be negative either. He was really quite passive in the group. We got about halfway through the pump process, and about halfway through is when the team shares their measures and the work they've done with a wider group of stakeholders to get some input and feedback, but also to grow the buy-in a little bit more. Now, at this particular event, this guy, we'll call him Jason. Jason was welcoming people to the event and explaining the measures and inviting their feedback. And he did this a few times, and then he came over to one of our facilitators and he said, Mark was his name, he said, Mark, I think the penny's dropped. I finally have this sense of aha about what this measurement stuff's doing for us. I've been explaining these measures to people, and it's made me realize why I turn up to work each day. The difference that I turn up to work each day to make. It's not just about coming to work to do stuff, it's coming to work to make a difference for my customers, my internal customers. That is a fantastic experience to see happen for somebody. That very dramatic reframe about what measurement's really about, and how it really can help people find a much bigger purpose for the work that they do. So when people experience this reframe about the true role of performance measures, they see measures as tools to help them, not as rods for their back. And that means they have the power to make the improvements happen that need to happen, and they have a bigger purpose for coming to work each day. It's pretty cool stuff. So really, that's secret number 2, is that performance measurement is about feedback, it's about focus, and it's about that fulcrum. It's not a numbers game, it's not just about reporting, and it's most definitely not about judgment. It is about continuous improvement and getting everybody involved in continuous improvement as a part of their real work. Now, your activity for lesson 2 is to take a look at some of the KPIs or performance measures that you're using fairly regularly and to consider these questions. Question number 1, are those KPIs or measures focusing you on the things that really do need your attention, the important things? Question number 2, are those measures helping you stay on a path toward excellence? Are they giving you the kind of feedback, in other words, that helps you make the right decisions to continue towards performance excellence? And thirdly, are those measures showing you the impact of the improvement initiatives that you're putting into place? Are they showing you that you're getting a return on the investment you're spending in performance improvement? And when we get together for lesson 3, we are going to look at why your goals, why your strategy is so hard to measure. There's a problem that's in plain sight, but for some reason not many people seem to notice it, and it's causing your troubles with finding meaningful measures. There's an easy fix to this, and that easy fix is going to have a very, very big effect on the quality of measures that you end up with.